Jonathan from Radio Tokyo, and I'm doing something kind of neat. I'm gonna live stream for a little bit, so excuse me, I just clicked the absolute wrong button trying to go to full screen. There you go, okay. Now, what I'm gonna do here is, I promised last night during the initial test, if you saw it, if you didn't, I'm sorry, but Nick and I were going over setting up some decks and everything. We're going to do it live. He's actually not on right now. I'm awful damn sorry about that. He needs to get on and do this with me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do my hunter deck that I'm playing right now. Now, this is not, the best hunter deck ever made, I'm sure. But it's the one that I've had a lot of success with. Excuse me again. I'm sorry about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remake the deck. That way you can actually see me do it, and just for the hell of it. Now, I'm not going to go over, like a lot of my reasoning for doing this, but I will say, out of all the times I've actually used this deck, I've lost maybe one or two games, maybe. My basic idea is it's sort of a rush deck. But it's also a little bit of being able to control the board. So, what we're going to do is 2 Hunter's Marks and 2 Arcane Shots. Now, skip over this page and 2 Web Spinners. The reason for the Hunter Mark is obviously because, you want to bring, whatever minion your opponent has. If you want to take it out, and it's really high health, you'll be able to get rid of it, okay? So that's an aspect of being able to control. Arcane Shot, free damage. Now, excuse me, the first time I used this, I actually had both my Arcane Shots and both Explosive Traps, which is the next thing in the deck, by the way. I had both of those in the deck, starting off, so I could essentially clear the board over and over again, for a couple turns, and it wound up paying off. My opponent was too busy trying to get their own cards down to be able to actually stop me. I think they did a grand total of 2 damage to me, in fact. So, anyway, yeah, where am I at in my list? Okay, we're going to go over another page here, and 2 Quick Shots. Now, Quick Shots, interesting thing. 3 damage, and if you have an empty hand, you draw a card, but it's 3 damage. And like I said, the idea behind this is you want to do as much damage as possible, but you also want to have some control. Excuse me. So if you have a higher amount of mana that's available, and your hand's empty, play a Quick Shot, 3 quick damage, you get a card. If not, it's still 3 damage, and that's the important thing, like I said, is being able to do some damage. King's Relic, interesting card right here. King's Relic, if you read the battle cry, reveal a minion in each deck. If yours costs more, draw it. There's a very good chance that you'll get a higher minion. Now, I don't have a lot of minions in this deck, as you'll find out. So, I'm mostly getting this because, as you can see, it's 3-2. 2 health, that's fine, whatever. But it does 3 damage. So that's 3 damage that I can do the next turn, unless my opponent can take it out. Speaking of of the few minions I'm going to have, 2 Scavenging I cannot talk tonight. I'm sorry. 2 Scavenging Hyenas, because if I get the Hyena out and the Elk out, and they take the Elk out, boom. Or my Animal Companion. Whichever minion I have, if I had the Hyena out, as whenever it dies, it gains 2/1. That's actually useful. Animal Companion. Excuse me again. There's a very good chance that I'll get Misha. Misha is always going to be a taunt. Now, Misha's my favorite one to get because she's higher health than the normal taunt bear that's available in just the neutral card deck. I like Misha. Misha makes me happy. So we're going to skip over, and we're going to go with... Actually, hang on a minute. I'm going to get rid of the 2 basic animal companions and go with the golden ones because they look better. Because I'm reasonable. Deadly Shot. 2 of those because, like I said, initially, you want board control. You want to be able to take something out. And that also goes along with Kill command. 3 damage if I have a beast. 3 damage without a beast. 5 damage with one. That's a decent amount of damage to be able to do. Now, Unleash the Hounds. Why Unleash the Hounds? It's an interesting spell. It gives you 3 1/1s with the charge. Let's say your opponent, just happens to have played a low-level charge minion. Or, taunt minion. And you need to take it out. Or it's only got 3 health. You need to take it out. There's your at least 3 right there. Now, actually, let me rephrase it. Let's say your opponent has got the full board and, they're all, like, for example, the Paladin deck that Nick and I put together the other day. Let's say you have a bunch of little level 1, 1 damage, 1 health minions, and you want to take them all out. There you go. That's an easy way to do that. It's a lot of people seem to underestimate that spell, but it's actually really good. Now, 2 multi-shots, because again, you want board control. You want to be able to take as many things out as you can. And 3 damage to 2 random enemy minions can possibly save you. It's happened to me numerous times. We're going to skip over, and we're going to get 2 Houndmasters. Why? Because 1, it's a minion, and 2, it gives a friendly beast +2 for health and mana, and a taunt. Now that can slow your opponent down. And if you put it on a charge minion, like, let's say for example, I happen to have, just one of my little hounds, and I use the Houndmaster on that, that's going to make it 3/3. And it's going to get 3 damage. Like I said, you want high damage to be kind of a burst, and you want board control. If you've played World of Warcraft, and you know how to play, like, for example, Survival Honor, that was what my thinking was when I went into this deck. Next card, 2 Cobra Shot. 3 damage to a minion, 3 damage to an enemy hero. Who does not need that? That's really beneficial. Now, I'm going to skip all the rest of my hunter cards. You see, I've got some decent ones that I can go through, and I'm going to skip, and I'm going to go right down here, and I'm going to do this. I'll type in Legendary, and do a search, and bring up all my Legendary cards. Now, I try to build my cards around the Legendaries I have available. And one of my favorite cards for hunter decks is my Exna, because you can destroy anything you hit her with, or hit with her rather. Now, if you read her damage, 2 damage, 8 health. That's kind of a sucky card, especially for 6 mana. But the fact that I can take out anything in 1 hit, doesn't matter what it is, that's what I want, because, ta-da, board control. Now, the other one, this is going to seem kind of silly. It's a legendary, and it's actually Onyxia. Why Onyxia? Well, let's say by the time you get to where you can play Onyxia, obviously, 9 mana is a huge cost. It's the highest cost card that I have in the deck. The reason why is because typically, I've noticed whenever I've played Onyxia, it's essentially an oh shit moment for the opponent. And I've noticed that because, watching people that I'm playing against, they tend to take longer when they see Onyxia go down, unless I happen to be at really low health. So what you get with Onyxia is clearly an 8/8. So that's the next round. 8 damage, 8 health is going out automatically. And then let's say you have nothing else on the board on your side. Well, you're going to get 6/1/1 whelps. That's a lot of damage. Okay? That's 8 plus, say that will be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage altogether just from Onyxia by herself, assuming you have nothing else out. It's a decent card to play, and that's why, because I want the damage available, and I want the board control. The whelps are effectively the hounds, but without the charge. Excuse me. Now, what happens, let's say they happen to be able to take Onyxia out. That's okay. If they can take all the whelps out, that's fine. I have distracted my opponent long enough by getting that on my side. So it works, and I'm missing a card. What could I possibly be missing? Oh, I didn't click Onyxia. There we go. That's my current hunter deck. So, we're going to do this. We're going to hit play, and I'm going to show you a couple rounds. Now, I may lose, and if I lose, that's fine. Don't worry about it. This is just to show you how effective this deck can actually be. Now, it may not be effective for you. It may not be the deck that you want, but this is the deck that I like to use. Initially, my Hunter deck was set up pretty much the same way. I didn't have all these cards, obviously, but when I looked at the Hunter deck, I said, I want to make a deck that is entirely Hunter cards only. And then I kind of branched out. Now, that was starting with, basic cards, and then the Hunter cards themselves, and then through the, as time has progressed, I've added more to it. And it finally got to where it was unwieldy because I was making so many changes to it. So I took some time, sat down, and looked at what I had. And this is what I came up with. So, let's see how I can do. First off, Houndmasters can go away. I kind of want to keep the Deadly Shot because it's a decent enough thing to be able to take out a minion. And I want to keep the Elec for reasons. So, let's just see. Not exactly the cards I would hope to get, but what am I going to do? So we'll say hi, and I'll just pass our turn. Excuse me. Playing against a Murloc deck, that's always fun. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and play the Elec, just for the hell of it. Ooh! Go me! That was pretty lucky, actually. Now their options are to go face, or to, of course, take out the Elec. And they're going to do both, I bet. Yep. Now, just to mess with them, I'm going to do that. Now, I could play my coin and do 2 damage, but, I think I'm just going to do this. Still going to hit me. Still going to hit me no matter what. But that's okay. Knife Juggler, okie dokie. Now, I don't want the Knife Juggler up, and I damn sure don't want the Wolf up. So, I said for board control, and of course, you see, I'm still lower health than he is, but that's fine. I've cleared out his cards. Now, I'm sure if Nick were here, he would have said, well, you don't want to do that. You want to wait. That's fine if Nick wants to wait. I don't want to wait. I'm going to go with... I'm just going to do that. And, you know what? I'll go ahead and play my card. Get the web spinner out. Just see what I can get. Now, I'm sure most of you are watching this and saying, you're making horrible decisions. That's fine. It's okay to make horrible decisions sometimes. Like that one. That was a bad decision. To me, that just seems kind of like a desperation play. But that will allow me to do this. Now what I would want to do is do that. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to take him out. Now I can play that, and I can play that, but I'm not going to do that. I don't want that card there. So I'm going to do that. So, cleared the board again, and I'm in control unless he can take that out. Let's just see. Like that, took it out. That's fine. It's okay. Now, while I have a moment here, I'm going to do... I'll do the alpha, I guess. And... now, he's going to have to attack my taunt and lose that card. But of course, you know, he'll get his random minion. That's okay. That's fine. Now, see? Board control and damage. Now, granted, I haven't taken out his loot hoarder, but that's fine. Next round, I'm going to have 9, and I can play, ta-da, my Nixia, if I want to. Now, see, he just wasted that. May not seem like he did, but he did. Because he could have hit me. He could have gone face and taken me out sooner. But he didn't. So... now he's guaranteed to be able to hit me for 2, and then that's going to be 2, so that's 4 damage. Now he's going to have to wait. Going to bring me down to 2 health. Let's just see. Let's just see. Let's just see. You know what? I don't have to wait and see. 3 damage to a minion. 3 damage to him. 3 damage there. Now, I brought him down to 1 health. I didn't win. That's okay. Let's just see what I happen to get. Nothing I can use, I'm sure, because I only got 1 health. And that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and concede. So let's try this again. As I said, I'm fine losing. Obviously, I want to win, but it's okay.
I will fight with honor. Let the hunt begin.
Let's just see what that does for me. I probably could have saved that, but
Well played.
let's get him out. See what I get. Ooh, okay. So now Mr. Uther up here knows that I'll be able to play my action at some point.
Reporting for duty.
See what else I get. Nope, doesn't matter. Now, I probably should have taken out a Silverhand recruit, but I don't want to give him the chance to take me out that quickly. Because assuming he has a Consecrate, he can't use it that quickly. You know. Unless he has it and he uses his coin, then he could. But that would, honestly, that would only be to take out 2 minions. Mm-mm. Uh-oh.
Well met.
Now you see what he's doing. He's essentially playing the same kind of deck, or thus far, it looks like he's going to play the same kind of deck that Nick and I put together. So, I'm going to shut him down just a little bit here. See, 4 rounds in, already got him to 19 health. That's not bad. That's okay. You know, just because I can. I don't think he's going to be able to make a play, everybody. I really don't. Maybe. What you got?
Reporting for duty.
What you got? Aha! That's not too bad, actually. But let's try this, shall we? See, like I said, it's decent. It's a really decent deck. You can do some pretty high damage, but Of course, it all depends on RNG, and RNG is not everyone's friend. And he's gonna heal, alright. Or he's not gonna heal. That was actually a strange choice. That was a kind of strange choice. I admit that. I really do. Honestly, I just never really understood the decision in some players to, you know, to essentially suicide their character like that. I mean, I guess it's honorable to lose. I don't know, but you know that way you go out fighting. And for someone playing a paladin deck, I understand that. You know, got a rogue. Let's see.
Let the hunt begin.
You know, I'm going to keep this. Let's see. Clearing the deck, clearing the deck, clearing the deck. That's not too bad of a hand, actually.
Greetings, traveler.
You know what I don't like? People who don't say hi back.
Greetings, traveler.
Which is, you know, one of the things that's one of the things that Nick likes to get onto me about, you know. Well, you didn't say hi back to him. Sometimes I don't. Now, because I want to mess with this individual, I'm going to do that. My basic theory behind playing a trap for a hunter deck, especially explosive trap, is if you have it in your hand, play it. Now, granted, you're probably not going to take out a whole bunch of minions early on like this, but, you know, that was good. That was actually a decent card. Like I said, at this early on, you're probably not going to be able to flood the deck that much, you know, flood the board that much, and that's cool. But you know, should have probably saved that. But what the hell? Hmm. Now, normally I would not do that, but I'm going to offer him up as a distraction. Just to offer this rogue something, you know, some other target other than a face target. That was a decent move. Too bad you didn't have a beast you could play to do that. So, just to get you back, stealing my cards, you damn dirty rogue.
Handle it. Victory for
It's a good card. Basically, my overarching thought with decks like this one is actually something I actually kind of stole from WoW Krendor. Make a deck to where you make your opponent concede. You know, you want to make your opponent quit. Your hero power gives this weapon +1 attack. Okay, that's a neat card actually. So I'm gonna destroy that because it's there. Deal 2 damage. Deal 2 damage. Drop you down to 11. You gonna use your hero power? Let's just see.
I am the blade of the gods.
No, you did not use your hero power, but that's fine. That doesn't hurt anything at all.